Hey folks, we're here with another Motorhome House Calls question for you. This one comes from Gene Maples in Mesa, Arizona. And this is what Gene has to say. Recently, my 12-volt interior lights stopped working. That's not good. If I turn on the generator, then I can turn on the 12-volt interior lights. Any ideas how to go about troubleshooting the problem? Well, Gene, this is a classic example of the 12-volt system being activated, everything working fine, specifically the lights, because that's what you're going to see more visibly than anything else. They work fine when there is 120 volts AC present, such as when you mentioned when you run your generator. My guess is you would also have your 12-volt system operating properly if you were to plug in your shoreline cord. It's the presence of the 120 volts alternating current that when it comes into the converter is providing the 12-volt DC output power to power everything in the motorhome, all the 12-volt devices, your lights, your fans, your water pumps, anything else that you may have installed, TV antenna boosters, things of that nature. Anything that runs on 12-volt DC, when you're on shoreline or when you're running your generator, the converter is actually producing the power to run those devices. The converter converts 120 volts AC into 12 volts DC to power everything, and yours appears to be doing that. Here's the problem. When you disconnect that power, such as when you shut the generator off, or if you were to disconnect the shoreline cord, all of the 12 volts disappears. There's a component inside the converter that's a switching relay mechanism. Basically, it senses the voltage coming in, the AC voltage coming in, and when it senses that 120 volts AC, it automatically magnetically closes a switch to allow the converter to provide the output necessary in the coach. When you disconnect that 120 volt AC, the relay should release and allow the battery bank to now provide the DC power. So the problem is in your transfer switch inside of the converter. There's really not much you can do. One thing you may be able to do would be to go over to the converter while the generator or while the generator's running or while you're plugged into shoreline and you know you have 12 volts DC operating properly. Then have someone shut off the generator or disconnect the shoreline cord and see if you can hear any type of a clicking noise or any type of a vibrating or a humming or a buzzing or anything inside the converter. Chances are that converter relay needs to be replaced. Now, a lot of them get sticky, if you will, over the course of time. I don't think you mentioned what year or even what type of motorhome you have, but typically a lot of times those things the points in those relays may be salvageable depending on what type of converter you have, but typically it's just simply a matter of replacing that relay inside the converter and you'll be good to go. So you have a sticky relay inside the converter that will not switch from shoreline power to convert into 12 volts over to the battery bank. Typically there are some aftermarket service facilities that can rebuild your converter for you, but most any qualified RV service shop should be able to replace that relay if it is replaceable. Some of them will not. But that's what it is. You got a sticky relay, my friend. Hope you get that taken care of. Thanks.